What is going on, guys? It is Gospel here, and I'm here to talk about more problems with a game that's near and dear to our heart, Star Wars Galaxies pre-CU. Today's topic is going to be the FRS. I thought about talking about credits and how you should, save your 80Ks and how big of an issue that has become, but I'm not going to talk about credits. I did make a video about credits. I do suggest checking it out. Today we're talking about FRS, we're talking about Jedi, we're talking about the issues in the FRS that make it like a really terrible system, and how the fix is not so obvious. But before I talk about that, subscribe, like, and after you're done watching the video, leave a comment with your thoughts. This is a problem, and I would like to hear people's solutions. So if you think of a solution or have an idea of what you'd like to see the FRS turn into in the future, I'd really like to hear about it. So everyone is pretty much familiar with the problems with FRS at this point. A lot of people understand what the old gripes at least were. The most common gripe used to be, whoops, I think I hit my mic. The most common gripe used to be that Jedi, like the upper ranks, were very impossible to reach without fight clubbing, right? Fight clubbing is the process in which Jedi get, a bunch of bounty hunters together. I think they get like 20, 21 bounty hunters, something like that. There's some amount of bounty hunters, a lot of bounty hunters, and they just slaughter them one by one. And then there's a list that they have to go by, right? And you can't kill the same bounty hunter twice in a row for FRS XP, and you have to kill so many before you can get FRS XP again. Oh, I hit my mic again. My bad, dudes. And so they just kill a bunch of bounty hunters and they rank up. And that has been a problem that's been a long time. Everyone agrees to that. But there's other issues as well with the FRS. And that is, even if everyone were to fight club, not everyone would be able to get high rank. I mean, if you're high rank watching this, if you're not high rank yourself right now watching this video, the chances of you getting to rank 9, 10, and that you're definitely not getting to 11, but 9 or 10 is near zero or at zero, because they have essentially monopolized these ranks through politics. On light side, it is obvious, very obvious politics, where you have to be voted into the higher ranks and people have to be voted out. But in the dark side, they even have like little exploits. I don't want to say exploits because it's not cheating. It's just a poorly designed system where people can, hold rank 10 indefinitely, and rank 11 is actually controlled by rank 10. Actually, if rank 10's decided rank 11's gone, he's gone. But the higher ranks, 10 and 9 and all that stuff, that's all pretty much held indefinitely, and there's a lot of exploits that go on. I'm going to say exploiting the system, even though it's not a cheating, it's not a bug, it's not a glitch, it's just poor game design. They're exploiting the system to stay at the very top, and there's nothing to remove them. Even if they go out in PvP and they die for like a week straight every day, they're not going to be removed from their ranks. There's no way for Rebels to remove Imperials from the ranks, and there's no way for Imperials to remove Rebels from the ranks, because fight clubbing exists to a certain extent. Now, people might be saying, what if you got to get up there legitimately? I might have covered this already. If you even got up there legitimately, it's still political, right? Like, still people, someone would get up there and it would still be political, right? Like, if you had to PvP every day, like if you could realistically PvP, because the system, the way it is, you would have to PvP without fight clubbing. You'd have to PvP around the clock every single day and live a really unhealthy lifestyle to do so, and you would have to have opponents that are doing the same thing every single day. So it's not possible to do that, especially with Basilisk's current population. It's just not a thing that is viable. No one's gonna do that. We're all, like, a lot of people that play this game are already adults, and it's just not a thing. But let's assume that they reduced either the XP requirement for the FRS or increased the XP amount you got for doing the FRS. That would allow you to actually progress in a decent manner. Like, I log in maybe 2 hours a day and I PvP in those 2 hours and I get a few kills and I'm ranking up. That still wouldn't be good, right? Because of the politics, the way the system is actually designed. There's people that are just indefinitely going to keep their ranks. It doesn't matter. The only thing that could remove people is challenges in the dark side and votes in the light side. So it's political, and you just can't there's no upward mobility for new Jedi. Now, let's assume that the FRS was actually worth it, because if you look at the FRS and you look at how Jedi is, it's actually not even really worth it. I mean, it's not really worth it to play a Padawan, and it's almost not even worth it to play a high-ranked Jedi, but still people play it because it's a fun fantasy and people like that, and it's kind of RP in our heads, and we do stuff for silly reasons, right? We're human. Let's assume that Jedi was actually a strong class, right? There's a lot of buffs and nerfs that need to happen directly and indirectly to make Jedi a viable class, but let's assume that FRS actually made Jedi like really, really strong, really, really good. Like rank 11 or Overlord is like 1v10ing people or something like that. Right? Like that isn't ever going to happen on Basilisk unless they make some major changes, but let's assume that could happen, right? Like the FRS actually, like the bonuses were actually really good and actually did make Jedi stronger, and Jedi was an actual alpha class. Then you would have one side, assuming you got rid of fight clubbing, you'd have one side, you know, they would maybe dominate a few fights, because this is normally how PvP goes. They would dominate a few fights, they would start getting rank, their rank would make them stronger, they would win more fights. You are rewarded, it does feel good to be rewarded for basically winning fights, right? But when that reward makes you more likely to win fights against players who are not being rewarded. I mean, when you die, you lose XP. So now these guys can go, I think they can go negative. Either that or they're at 0. So now they're going to have to try even harder to, you know, let's say the dark side wins, right? Because everyone's playing their Jedi. Maybe the dark side is just stomping on the light side, and rebels are just getting destroyed by Imperials. And the Imperials get a couple ranks, and because Jedi is now strong, people are actually playing their Jedi, and since the population is now playing Jedi, that strength, that increase in strength they get from a couple ranks ensures more chance of success for victory next fight. So now you've got this snowball effect that's going on. That I mean, it could be that, you know, you gank Jedi or whatever, but a lot of people don't even run around solo. And if I could lose rank, I definitely wouldn't run around solo, really. I'd probably run around in a group. Running around solo sounds really dumb. So now you're trying to earn XP through legitimate means, but in doing so, you're just constantly stomping the enemy. The enemy is not progressing, and you are. And you might say, well, Rami, or Gospel, Rami's my real name. Gospel, that sounds ridiculous. That's never going to happen, but it has happened. There's been private servers I've played that I won't mention, right? Because it's SWG Emu, we don't do that. But there's been private servers I've played where my side did dominate, right? We either had numbers or just better skilled players, whatever reason, we had the numbers and we dominated, and we started getting more FRS than the other side, and it made it more impossible for the other side to even stand a chance to win. What do we do about this? Well, no matter what, the light side cannot derank the dark side really at the moment, and the dark side cannot derank the light side. That can only come from within through politics. And politics is cool, I like it, but does it have a place in such like a massive power like that? I'm not sure. I mean, even if it was powerful, it's not powerful right now, but let's assume that it was power. I'm not sure the politics is a good it's not a good thing for the game. It's not healthy, and it kills people's hopes and dreams. Like when you want to be the best or whatever, you know, you want to come in and just, you know, oh, I want to be rank 11. That was my thought. Whenever I first started playing Basilisk, my dream was to like unlock Jedi and become like rank 11 light side. That's what I really wanted to do. But as I played and I saw that Jedi is actually really trash and FRS doesn't fix it, I decided I don't want to do that. I'm not going to put the time into doing it. And so the only thing I can really think of is either like periodic wipes of all ranks. So like maybe a season, right? You have a season, and let's say it's like 3 months, and we speed up the FRS so people can rank up as soon as they get there, right? And for that 3 months, maybe there'll be a rank 11. Maybe it'll take a couple weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, a month to figure out who's rank 11, who's rank 10, who's rank 9. And then there's a season reset, and then everybody's reset to 0, and you have to earn FRS again. It perpetuates PvP. It gives everyone reason to PvP on reset. It would be really fun. It would keep PvP alive, I think. I think periodic wipes are actually a really good idea. Alternatively, there could be a way that if you die so many times, your rank is reset. Assuming that FRS does become super powerful, that might be really cool. So like, you know, if that rank 11 Overlord dies, maybe he deranks or gets reset to 0 after once. Maybe rank 10s die twice or something. I don't know, just a system to in place where the ranks really need to reset and allow people to move upwards without necessarily using politics. Although politics is useful, because if you can, you know, band together, you know, unite the faction, then your chance of success goes up naturally, right? And that would be good. But yeah, so this is a huge issue for FRS. I think Jedi is a big appeal to the game, and I think that if they don't fix it, it's going to be a disaster for 1.0. I think there's a lot of room, a lot of experimenting they should do before hitting 1.0, because there are so many like really obvious problems with pre-CU that now that we've seen how long the server's up, and you know, 80Ks and Jedi and Combat Medic and ham bars and just a ton of different problems the game has, I think now would be a good time for them to experiment with this sort of stuff. Anyways, that's, I think, all I had to say today. And one more reminder, just like, subscribe, and leave a comment about what you think. I think FRS Seasons is the way to go. If you don't agree, let me know why, and give me a counter solution, please. Give me another solution. Give me another idea. And I hope you guys are having a good day and a good night wherever you are. And I'll catch y'all later. Peace.